Hello everyone, I'm here back in Arduino, and if you recall from our last video, I said that in the next video, which would be this one, we will be attempting to use the buzzer to make music. So in the last video, we had attached our buzzer to the Barnabas Noggin, and we had made simple tones. So we made use of, let's see if I can grab it, we made use of this block, the tone block, changing the pin number to number 6 because that is where our buzzer is located on our noggin, and then changing the frequency, which allows us to make the pitch either higher and lower. Remember that frequency has to do with pitch, not volume. We can't make it louder or quieter. So we were able to make simple tones. We were able to alternate between one tone and another. We were able to have the buzzer make noise and then turn off for a little bit and alternate between those two things. And hopefully we'll be able to use all of this knowledge that we have now to create some simple music. Or for those of you who are a little more musically inclined than I am, you can make something more complex. But I'm just going to stick to something simple today. So I'm going to go to our website, and on our website we have a curriculum portal. In the curriculum portal, this would be the Barnabas Bot lesson number 8, and that's where you find this nice chart here. So it's musical notes and frequencies. So this relates the frequency number that is on our tone block back to a musical note. So you can see like the first one here, it says C4, so that'd be a middle C, and the frequency is 261. So if I wanted to make a middle C with the tone block, I would put the frequency at 261, and that would be a C. And I have, for several notes, I have the frequencies needed to make the buzzer make those notes. I will say, I just want to point out that not all notes are present. Notice we only go from we only have 2 full octaves here, that's it. And that's just because our buzzer is not the most sophisticated piece of equipment, so our buzzer is not capable of doing the entire range of, all of the octaves of notes. So we're stuck to these ones. We're stuck to the 4th octave and the 5th octave. Now you're welcome to try to go, out of bounds into other octaves, but just keep in mind that your buzzer is not going to make nice noises. So if you're trying to make music, it's a little difficult. So with this chart here, I want to make probably what is the simplest song we can. I just want to play the first 3 notes of hot cross buns. That's it. So B, A, G. How do we go about doing that? Well, B, A, and G, we should have frequencies related to those notes. I'm going to go ahead and stick in the 4th octave. So I see B is 493, A is 440, and then G is 392. So if I go to Arduino, I know I need a loop too. I always need one of those. And then I need 3 tone blocks. Notice they all say pin number 6. So I believe B was 493, A conveniently is 440, and then G is 392, I believe. Let me check that real quick. 392. All right, cool. So if I were to just upload this code as is, you will get a not so great sound because the buzzer is trying to make all 3 of these notes right on top of each other, basically at the same time, and it does not sound very nice. So I'm just going to upload this real quick just to give you an idea, just to let you hear what happens. So let's see, I've got the correct port. It is a Noggin. It is the Barnabas Bot project. Upload. Yeah. So that's very clearly not hot cross buns. So I'm going to go ahead and upload blank code to make it stop. All right, great. Now, we know how to deal with this problem. We've been doing it, since the start of our videos here. We just need to grab the wait block, and we need to have one for each note. So this should give us something a little closer. So I have waiting for 1 second after each note. And this is what that sounds like. Okay, so it's starting to sound somewhat familiar. I'm going to upload blank code so we don't have to listen to that constantly. Quiet. All right, cool. Now we can take this a little further, next level. Now, I understand not all of you are very musically inclined. To be honest, I'm not. Take this as far as you feel comfortable. You do not have to go to the craziest extent that you can think of. But for the sake of this video, I'm gonna go a little bit further. So I notice if I'm looking at the notes in hot cross buns that I have different notes here. So the B and A looks like those are quarter notes, and the G is a half note. So that means these notes are going to happen for different amounts of time. So the quarter note should be half as long as the half note. The G should be the longest one. And then the other two, should be half that. So if I'm going to make the G happen for 1 second, then the B and the A should happen for half of a second. Go ahead and upload. So we could potentially go and do the next line. And I think I might do that just to show you how to rest notes and how to repeat notes. We more or less know how to repeat, but I think the resting notes might be something worth going over. So it looks like these first four, so these got to be like eighth notes, right? All right, so it looks like that first set of 4 eighth notes was a G. So I know this has to be on pin 6. I know G is 392, 392. And then if I'm saying that those are eighth notes, then I need them to be half of what these ones are. So if those are 0.5, these are 0.25. Because there are 4 of them, I think it's pretty convenient to just use a repeat block that says 4. Right, so I can repeat whatever's in here 4 times. Now the problem is if I'm just repeating the same note 4 times, I don't get anything to happen. There's no different in sound. It just sounds like one big long note. So what I need to do is I need to rest after this note. So in other words, I need to turn the buzzer off for a quick second. And by doing that, I make it sound like there's 4 separate notes. So I'm going to put a no tone, and then I'm going to give it a small delay as well, or a small wait. Now, I don't really know how long I'm supposed to rest this for. So I'm just going to go ahead and say I'm going to rest it for the same amount of time as the tone. That might not be correct, so we'll play with it as we go on. All right, so I'm going to say 0.25. Okay, And you know what, while we're here, since we have BAG, right, so that repeats twice, and then we have the 4G notes, why don't I just try and make all of that happen? So I have BAG happening 2 times. Before I go into these like very short G notes, and we'll just we'll see what happens. All right. So I do see a problem here. So there is a problem that, let's see, the last note here in this repeat block, this guy, is itself a G. So if I go from G to G without having any sort of no tone afterwards, then guess what? It sounds like one big long note. So I'm going to do this again. And I'm going to make this weight very short. So I'm going to also make it 0.25. And at this point, I'm just kind of experimenting. Some of you might be able to just go straight from the sheet music to Arduino, you know, with no troubles at all, but I kind of need to experiment a little bit, and that's totally fine. That's part of the process of engineering and doing robotics, is you need to experiment sometimes. All right, so I want to see if this sounds any better. All right, I think we got there, more or less. I'm going to upload this again. All right, so I think a slightly better thing to do, though, would be to take this no tone and put it outside of the repeat block, so it only happens once, right? So this repeats 2 times, and then after it's done repeating, this will happen. And then we get those 4 short G notes. Where's my cursor? There it is. All right. Let's do one more try here. All right, so I could play with this all day. So for example, I'm already thinking like, okay, so maybe the delay after the no tone here can be shorter than 0.25, make it sound like a little better, a little quicker. I can also go ahead and get just the rest of the song, right? Because it looks like I have next is 4 A notes, and then I just have BAG again. So I could easily finish the song. I could be here forever trying to fine-tune this thing, frankly. But I don't want the video to run on for that long, so my challenge to you would be to finish the song and to get it to be at the level that you're comfortable with it. And afterwards, if you have other things you would like to try, you are welcome to try making other songs. I've made Mary Had a Little Lamb in this. I've had students create the Indiana Jones theme song or Imperial March from Star Wars or things like that. And some of them do it from sheet music and others do it completely by ear, which I'm very impressed by. There's no way I would ever be able to do that. So I encourage you to give those things a try, and I'll just see you in the next video. Bye.